Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel AWS DevOps Niche Level. So before I go into the video for today's content, basically, I wanted to share with you that my channel have reached 1,000 subscribers, and without your constant encouragement and support, this wouldn't have been possible. So I really wanted to take this opportunity to extend my sincere thanks to all of you, for all your support, for making me to get to the subscriber level, which is the first milestone, right? So I'm also happy that the content I'm posting is very helpful to you all. So thanks again, and I also do encourage continuous support from your end. That would motivate me to post more and more useful content on this channel. So thank you all so much. Okay, so now let us go ahead into the content for today. So in today's video, we are going to see a topic on cloud migration. So cloud migration, as we know, it is very hot topic these days because most of the organizations, they are basically migrating the services from their on-prem data center into the cloud, right? So I just wanted to start with a very basic topic, that is how to migrate a virtual machine from the on-prem data center to AWS using a VM import facility or a VM import command, right? So if at all you want to migrate a virtual machine which is hosted in your on-prem data center, it might be on any of the virtualization platform like a VMware, vCenter, Citrix, Zen, etc. And you want to migrate that virtual machine into the VM within the cloud. How to do that? That's a lab we are going to do today. So before that, we will try to understand what is a cloud migration. So cloud migration is a process of moving applications, databases, and other business elements from the on-premise infrastructure into the cloud. So obviously, it is going to involve the migration of servers, applications, databases, and the other associated components aligned with the business. So some tools to know here. So AWS Migration Hub, it is a tool which provides a dashboard view of the migration project. So if at all you are initiating a migration from the on-prem data center to the cloud, if you want to view the status of the migration, this Cloud Migration Hub tool is going to give you a dashboard indicating the migration status. Then there are also tools, other tools available to migrate the servers. For example, we have the AWS Server Migration Service. Then we have Cloud Endure. We can leverage these tools also for the cloud migration. But then for the migration of the databases, so we have the AWS Database Management Service, right? And again, there are two types of database migration available. We have the homogeneous database migration, where the source and the destination database engines will be the same, right? So for example, you have a MySQL database on the on-prem data center, and you want to migrate it to the MySQL RDS in the cloud, right? So that becomes your homogeneous database migration. But if at all you have a MySQL database on the on-prem, but you want to migrate that to your Oracle database in the cloud, that becomes your heterogeneous database migration. Okay. Then we have application discovery service. So this service gathers information about the inventory that we have in the on-prem data centers. Okay, and then we will talk about the 7 hours migration strategy. I hope many of you would be already aware of this 7 hours, right? And based on the the organization's requirement, they are going to opt one of the 7 hours for the migration, right? So what are these 7 hours? Let's quickly review those. First, we have relocate. So if you want to migrate the vSphere based applications to AWS without any app changes, then we can go for relocate, right? So let's say we have an VMware virtualized environment in the on-prem data center, and we also have a VMware managed services in the cloud. So what you do is basically all the VMs that are hosted by the VMware vCenter, you are going to be migrating it to the VMware vCenter option that is available in the cloud. Okay. So that is the relocate option. And then we have the rehost. So rehost is typically moving the application without any changes, right? For example, the VM import lab that we are going to do today, it is part of this rehost cloud migration strategy. Okay, and rehost, you can also consider this as a lift and shift. Okay, so this is a lift and shift. You don't want to make any changes to your underlying applications. What you want to do is you want to basically shift the data or shift the servers from the on-prem data center to the cloud. In that case, you can actually go for rehost. It is typically a lift and shift concept, right? So further, we can use some migration tools to migrate the applications. Bottom line, whatever is the infrastructure or application that you have on the on-prem data center, you will have the same replica in the cloud also. Okay, so that is nothing but the rehost. It is the easier way to remember this is lift and shift. Okay, so anyway, the VM import will be part of the rehost category. Next comes the re-platform. So if at all you want to migrate your applications to the cloud, but with minimal code changes, basically you want to leverage the cloud features like high availability, distributing your applications across multiple availability zones, or using some managed services within the cloud like RDS, etc. Then you actually do some minor code changes and then migrate your services to the cloud. That is re-platform. Next comes refactor and re-architect. So for this would actually require a very deeper level code changes, because re-architecting or architecting or refactoring is nothing but totally changing the underlying architecture of your applications. For example, you are having a monolithic applications, but you want to migrate it to a microservice based application. So that would need a complete code change. So those kind of activities would be coming under the refactoring and re-architect. Then we have the repurchase. What is repurchase is basically moving from a commercial license to an enterprise license. So you can see the example. The organization might be using a legacy CRM system, the on-prem data center, but they want to move into a cloud-based SaaS solution, Salesforce. Similarly, HR system, they might be going into a cloud-based solution, which is Workday. Okay, so all these things will be part of the repurchasing. So in other keyword, we can say it is a drop and shop. Drop your applications, whatever you have in the on-prem data center, plus shop those on the cloud. So what it means, for example, in AWS marketplace, we have some ready-made applications available. So the organizations can take directly purchase the applications from the AWS marketplace. That is one thing. And secondly, moving from the on-prem license into a cloud-based solution like this Salesforce system or a Workday system, which is all cloud-based, SaaS-based solutions, right? Those comes under repurchase. Then we have repair. It's very simple as the name implies. Basically, we are removing all the applications that are no longer needed, or basically collocating to a different nearby vendor, so that those vendors will take care of those applications. Then we have retain. So there are some applications which are bound by some government rules, right, and some sensitive data. So those kind of applications we will have to, the companies generally retain in their on-prem data center, and they really don't migrate it to the cloud, right? So that will be the retain part. For example, the mainframe applications, which are kind of obsolete and also might be having a sensitive data, they have to reside in the on-prem data center. Fine. I hope this has given you some insights about the 7 hours of the cloud migration strategy. So team, now we will just move ahead with the VM import. How do you import a virtual machine from an on-prem data center into the AWS, which is part of the rehost cloud migration strategy, right? So let us just move ahead with the lab steps for that. So these are all the sequence of steps that we will do. First is I will be launching an EC2 instance, typically for executing the CLI commands. Because this VM import and talking to the S3 bucket, we need to use the commands via the CLI. Next, I will be creating an S3 bucket and a folder under that, because under this folder only we are going to upload the VM image. Then I will be configuring the CLI in the in the EC2 instance, so that the instance has the necessary permissions to interact with other services. Then we will upload the VM image into the S3 bucket. Then we will define some global customization variables. Then I will create three main policies. One is I will create a trust policy.json. Then I will be, providing that additional role to the IAM role, basically inheriting some rules from the trust policy.json. Next, I will be creating a role policy.json, containers.json. So these are all the three files that we will create as part of this lab team. One is a trust policy.json. Then we will be creating a role policy.json. Then there is going to be a containers.json, right? So once these files are created, then we will be starting the VM import process. Okay, so VM import process is going to take some time. We will be using the EC2 command line to start the VM import, and once the import is done, basically we can see that image, on-prem image, has been converted into a AMI in our AWS, right? Okay, so this lab demo will be explained in detail in my part 2 video. So I'll be releasing my part 2 video shortly with the lab demo. So please be on the lookout for my part 2 video. Thank you also.